Hey guys, Adam and Kelly Moser here of Innovative Faith. We just wanted to come and say thank you to each one of you for your generosity through prayer, through financial partnership over the last year, over the last several years, and we wanted to, normally we're doing this thank you in person, and so this year we wanted to make sure that we express our heartfelt gratitude for what God has used you to allow us to continue to minister and share the good news with many people, both in person and online, and share a little bit about our family this year and also what we see coming up in the year to come. Kelly, is there anything you'd like to share?
Yeah, I've all been going through this really weird year, and it's been such a blessing to know that we've had the prayer support and the financial support to do what the Lord is calling us to do in the midst of everyone else going through the unknowns of what's going on with jobs and what's going on with schools and what's going on with all of those things. And we've been so blessed to be able to continue working in the ministry, figuring out what the Lord's doing now and how He's wanting us to move into this new season of maybe some more online things versus in-person things, and just been able to have some kind of security in knowing that we have such a great community of people around us.
Yeah, so as we look back at this last year, we were able to do a few things at the beginning of the year in person, and so we had great plans for what that looked like, and so things shifted and changed. And the word that came to mind as Kelly and I talked about this earlier today was that we were retooling. And in the manufacturing world, when they're retooling, they're putting new things in place and adapting to that change. And so this year I've done a lot of learning. One of the big shifts has been, rather than just going out and looking for people to come to our events and inviting them, has been finding a way where people will be able to find us. And so that's one of the big shifts. The next thing that we've done we've done a few online trainings, and our next goal is to have an online academy. We're going to call it Innovative Faith Academy, and so we'll be able to do training, equipping, discipling with both live and pre-recorded messages, and then interacting with people. And so that is one of the things that we've been working on in the back end. I've been building that. And so many of the recordings that we have, we've been starting to work on those and getting the videos ready, and we've had websites go down and links not work, and
Printers not work.
Yeah, printers and Eventbrite and Zoom and all of those things. And so we've been learning a lot and getting those things in place, and so yeah, it has been a year of retooling, but it's also really what prompted us to be able to reach out to people that may have not been able to hear us in person before. And so that's what I think we'll see coming in this next year ministry-wise. We'll be reaching out to more people that wouldn't have been able to come out in person. And we also want to share a little bit about what this year's looked like, even with Sophia's schooling, how that's been different in the spring, how it's changed in the fall, what the girls are up to. We have Selah will be turning 3 very soon, and Sophia's going to be turning 5, and so we have growing, rambunctious, lovely girls that we're thankful to be raising, and we may even show them on the video here later, just so you guys can get a glimpse of our little girls and how they're doing. And so, yeah, Kelly, if you want to share a little bit about what this year's looked like.
Yeah, it's been interesting for sure. So Sophia's school, she's in pre-K this year, and she has a wonderful private preschool that she goes to, and their philosophy, when they found out they were going to have masks indoors, they changed their curriculum and they stayed outside for as long as they could. I think they were outside until, was it October? October. And so they've just recently gone inside when the weather got cooler, and they're doing masks, and they're doing great. It's amazing how flexible kids can be. She's been enjoying learning to letters, and she's really into wanting to read now. So she'll say, when these letters are together, does this spell something? She's learning some sight words so she can pick up things. It's a little harder for Adam and I to be spelling things out in front of her because she's memorized some things now. And she's like, you just said... And we're like, wait a minute. That time is coming to an end where we're going to be able to spell around her. And then Selah is funny. She's our little crazy girl. She loves to do anything that Sophia's doing. Anything, she calls her Yaya. So anything Yaya does, she wants to do. She wants to wear the same clothes. She wants to have the same toys. She wants to do the same things, which on most days is great, and Sophia loves it. And other days, it's not so great.
She's not always able to jump off the couch and things like that.
Or Sophia doesn't want her copying everything she does. So those of you who have daughters or siblings, you know, they have that love 1 second, and the next second they're arguing and fighting over the one toy out of the hundreds that they could play with. But they're super fun. They really enjoy dancing and singing. They really love dancing to praise and worship music, and they use their blankies, or we have streamers for them, and they like to do their flags. They love singing. At nighttime, we do a lot of singing at night before bed. We do worship songs, we do fun songs, and that's been a lot of fun. On a personal note for our family, we've had, we did a lot of outdoor time this summer when we were, of course, quarantined like everyone else was when we were in the stay-at-home orders. We did a lot of picnics on the driveways of Grandma and Grandpa's houses, and we were able to visit at a distance that way. And then we played a lot outside, and we did a lot of fun, creative activities that we could do with the kids while we were kind of in that mid-ground. And then this fall,
late summer, Kelly threw her back out, and
that was...
Well, before that, you hurt your ankle really bad.
Yeah, those toys that hide on the floor, I really twisted my ankle badly. We actually thought maybe it was fractured for a while. So I got over that, and I was feeling better, and I was playing with the girls outside, and I bent over to do something, and I threw my back out. So I was unable to bend or really walk for several weeks, and through some chiropractic care and some exercises, I've slowly but surely gotten my back to a place. It's been 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And then a month and a half ago, I got COVID. Some of you may have known that, and some of you may not have. I had a more intense case than other people have, but not as bad as some. And that was a real jolt for our family because, when mom's sick, it's hard to have the household run in the same way. But Adam was a trooper. He was making meals and taking care of me, taking care of the kids, and still working. We were so thankful for friends and family and our church family that helped give meals, and we had such prayer support from people. It's been a road.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little emotional. It's been a road. So I'm still struggling with some things post-COVID that we're working through, like fatigue and the loss of my smell and taste. And right now we're having a possible consequence from having COVID. My body is doing some weird things that we're in the midst of some testing. So we're still asking for prayers for my complete restoration and healing. I know a lot of you supporters, a lot of family members of supporters, you guys have gone through COVID, and you've had family members go through COVID, and just in our own hearts, it's intense. And so we've been praying for you as well, that people are safe and healthy, and that if you do get COVID, that it's a light case and that it's an easy case, and yet you come out the other end feeling great, and that it's not a complication.
Yeah, and in the midst of that, we have many of you are monthly supporters. Some support occasionally as the Lord leads, or yearly, and we had some people who their financial situations changed. And we know a lot of people that they just financially weren't the same as they were before this happened, and so we saw some fluctuation and some drops. And then we also, one of the things I started doing last year was getting things in order in case people donated cars, and so We had,
not knowing that we would have any donations,
Yeah.
but in faith thinking that the Lord would supply that.
Yeah, so last year we had one car, and this summer we had a truck that was donated, and then we have another vehicle that's been donated, and another one that we bought through the ministry really cheap, and that will also be one of the things that will help fund the ministry. And so we're thankful for that. We're thankful for non-cash gifts, and and even there were people that gave food that we needed to eat. And so, every little bit helps, and we're just thankful for you. We're thankful for your generosity. We're thankful for God's people. And so we just wanted to reach out from our hearts to yours. Know that we appreciate it. We can't do the work of the ministry without the body of Christ coming around us, supporting us, and we're able to equip and train because of your generosity. And so we appreciate that. We thank you for that. We've done our best to be diligent. We've sold things and put things up, and we're also saying, okay, Lord, how do you want the ministry to also generate revenue in addition to what comes in through through donations? And so we're thankful for all of those avenues, and we don't just want to be recipients of generosity. We also have the opportunity to give both personally and from the ministry, and so we want to express our appreciation to you for that.
And the great thing is, even though this year has not allowed us to have as many in-person seminars or conferences, the Lord's really been able to use this time to refocus us in a way to understand what the Lord wants our ministry to look like, who our audience is, and be able to take some online classes and be part of communities that have helped foster some of that growth. And so even though we haven't done as many in-person things, the Lord's really shown us how to step forward and move forward in this next season. And we're excited to see how that's going to unfold and what the Lord's going to bring, because we're believing that not only is it going to minister to the people that are already familiar with us, but it's really going to minister to people who aren't familiar with us, that are looking for people that have solid teaching about what the Lord is saying on topics that aren't really spoken about as much or taught about as much, or they don't understand as much, or they're really learning more about the Spirit things, the things of the Spirit. So it's really exciting to see that it's a jumping off point. Even though we looked at the beginning of the year when things were getting shut down, we're like, what are we going to do? Like, where are we going to go? We can't have seminars, we can't have things like, what are we going to do? And it was like the Lord was just ready right there to start giving us inspiration and start giving us the tools, like Adam was saying, retooling, to jump into this next season and be excited and know that the Lord is going to open the doors and we need open to just supply not only networking with people and getting more people involved, but really just on the financial side too, just networking us with the right people and the right things. Like, we had a drop, just a real quick testimony, we had a drop in finances, which we were ready for because we knew with COVID hitting that people's finances were going to change and that might happen. And knowing that we want people to be in the will of God, and if they need it for their family and that's what the Lord is saying, then that's fine. We understand that completely. But knowing that would happen, and we have savings and all of that stuff, but we were like, Lord, what's going to happen? The month that we had one of our lowest months, we had 2 people contact us about donating a car and about Adam helping to sell a car for a commission. And we were like, oh my goodness, like the Lord is so faithful in the moment of need to say, I've got you and I've got your back. And we've been so thankful and so blessed to see how the Lord is taking care of us, and knowing that He's taking care of you, and knowing He's taking care of the people that are in the midst of this unknowing stage of life and the unknowing of the world right now. And He's just there. So just as encouragement, our hearts have been encouraged this year through people's giving, that the Lord can supply all of our needs, both emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, during this weird time.
Yeah. The other thing that we've worked on, and you may see the effect here a little bit, is this is our studio. So this is we've recorded up here several times, and so we've worked on it and done different things for soundproofing and for the background. And so we just want to thank you for your patience with us and your love for us, and we just ask that the Lord will bless you and keep you, make His face shine upon you, and we just love each one of you. So we appreciate you, and we look forward to connecting with you soon. Let us know how we can be praying for you, and stay tuned for the new things on the horizon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.